What's up, you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda Marie. Over here I discuss all things fragrances. So if you're someone that loves to wear fragrance, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. And thank you to all my diehard subscribers who tune in every time I upload a video. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. It means so much to me. I want to say probably about 2 years ago, I started this series called Why Don't We Talk About These Fragrances Anymore? Or Why Doesn't Anyone Talk About These Fragrances Anymore? So I was inspired to really start that series up again because I was watching the perfume guy last night on YouTube. I love watching his videos because he has so much knowledge regarding fragrances and the note breakdown, and I've learned so much from watching his channel. And there are a few fragrances that we actually have in common, like we both like. And so he was talking about the new Angel Elixir. Now, I am an Angel girl, you guys know this. I've said it several times in a bunch of my videos. I prefer Angel over Alien. I have found a couple of Alien flankers that I actually do enjoy, but for the most part I am an Angel girl through and through, okay? And so I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I was really excited about this new Angel Elixir that they just launched. You know, I started hearing buzz about it. I want to say he was actually the first person that I heard mention that they were gonna release a new Angel. So, you know, I'm here for it, like I'm ready, you know. And in my mind, I guess I thought it was gonna be like I thought it was gonna be similar to the original Angel, but I felt like it maybe was gonna be a little bit creamier, maybe have a little bit of a lactonic vibe because they used the word elixir. So anytime I hear the word elixir associated with the fragrance, I'm always reminded of Burberry Her Elixir, and that fragrance actually comes off very lactonic, very creamy in my opinion. I said to myself, this is gonna be interesting to have that classic Angel smell that I'm so used to with the patchouli and the chocolate. Y'all know Angel, the original Angel, has a ton of notes, but the ones that stick out to me mostly is the patchouli. Mixed in with something kind of creamy could actually be really, really good. So, you know, I was here for it. So they've released it, right? The word on the street is that it is basically not worth it. Like, I'm not gonna talk trash about it. Like, I'm not gonna say what I really want to say about it because that's just not classy, okay? But word on the street is that it is not worth it. After watching his review, I said, I'm not even gonna buy it. I was actually entertaining buying like the cute 10 ml just to smell it, and that way in my mind I would have not invested, you know, a lot of money on the bottle, because I want to say for like the biggest bottle it's like $185 or something like that. Listen, this is probably going to be a little bit of a rant video. Like, I'm not even going to front, I'm not going to hold y'all. I'm about to go on a rant. I'm about to go on a little bit of a rant real quick. It is just not making sense to me what is happening in the world of designer fragrances, and it really bothers me a little bit. And here's why it bothers me, is because I've been a lover of fragrances ever since my parents gave me the green light to wear fragrances. Hell, my mama even bought me a bottle of Halston, okay, when I was like 8 or 9, because I was just going on and begging her for the bottle, and she actually bought me the bottle. Now, did I wear it? I think she took it from me and wore it herself, because I wore it to school and the teachers were like, what do you have on? But anyway, I've been a lover of fragrances since I can remember. I've always had a collection, not as massive as what I have right now, but I've always had a collection, you know. And I just remember when I got to a point in my fragrance journey, whatever you want to call it, and I was tired of wearing like the Victoria's Secret body sprays and the Bath & Work body sprays. I started venturing off, and I started venturing off into actually wearing perfumes. And one of the first fragrances that I actually wore and bought on my own was Angel by Mugler. And this was probably in the late 90s, okay? Late 90s, early 2000s. Yes, I am probably old enough to be your mama, okay? I'm just keeping it real with you. I am probably old, and if you're in your 20s, I'm old enough to be your mama without telling my age. But Angel was one of the first fragrances that I purchased, and it was so different from anything that I could have ever imagined. It gave me what a lot of y'all are talking about, niche right now. It gave niche vibes, and it was a total designer fragrance, and it was just so different. I actually have a bottle right here, and as you can see, this, I have not sprayed this bottle. I actually looked up and found a bottle at TJ Maxx 4 years ago, and I've been holding on to it ever since, because now the fragrance is watered down. It's different than the original. You guys already know this. The brand has been sold, okay? So they don't really, it's not giving what it used to give, and that's why I'm holding on to this one for dear life, because this is actually one of the very last batches that was made where it still holds the exact same notes as it did when it released back in the 90s or 80s. I can't remember. So this one is very dear to my heart. But I love Angel fragrances. So again, I was super excited to smell this new Angel elixir. Now, with me knowing what I know, and me actually, you know, reviewing fragrances and researching and watching other people's channels like the Perfume Guy, me knowing what I know, well, I had a feeling that it was not going to be what my heart wanted it to be. Like, I just knew it. And the reason why I'm gonna go a little bit deeper with that, I have really not spent a lot of money on designer fragrances here lately. I was brought up on designer fragrances. They were ready available to me. I could go anywhere. I could go to Foley's. Back then it was called Foley's here in Houston. Now it's called Macy's. Okay, I could go to a department store and get a beautiful designer fragrance. I can't say the same this day and time. I just can't. It's getting very sad and redundant and disappointing, and I feel like I've actually lost hope with these new releases that are being, you know, that they're giving to us. They're just not it, sis. They're not it. And you guys are eating it up like, baby, like it's y'all last meal, okay? Y'all are living for these new releases. But an old school person like me, like, I ain't living for them. I am not here for them at all whatsoever. And I have kind of went over to the niche side, because I feel like niche brands have more of a creative say-so in their fragrances as far as notes and things like that. They're different. You know, anytime a niche brand releases a new fragrance, I know it's not gonna smell like the last release they put out months ago or the year before. Like, it's gonna give me something different. And at this point in my fragrance journey, which I should stop calling it a journey, but anyway, at this point, when it comes to fragrances I want to add to my collection, I'm not really going for the designers. I'm really not. And he made a point in his video, and I'm going to link the video in the description so you guys can go and watch it. He made several valid points on these big money grabbing businesses. They are actually releasing the same fragrances over and over again. Valentino, YSL, like they're all releasing the same fragrances. I am white. They have white floraled me and vanilla me to death, okay? Like I am so sick of it. I feel like yesterday I went and I smelled the newest release, Donna Born in Roma Intense. And at initial spray, it smelled like My Way. It smelled like the original Donna. It also reminded me of Leave in a way. Now, I feel like if I was to spray My Way, Leave, Donna Born in Roma, the OG, and the Intense version on several different parts of my body, I guarantee you, you would not be able to tell the difference. The only fragrance that you probably would pick up that smells different from the other three is going to be the Leave because of the lavender in the Leave. But they really all smell the same, y'all. Like they all smell the same. So I'm not even gonna lie, I am very much disappointed in designer fragrances. If you go back to the beginning of my YouTube videos, you will see me talking about even my very first video. All of those fragrances were designer, okay? All of them were designer. I didn't know what the word niche meant until I got into the fragrance community, to be honest with you. 90% of my collection were designer fragrances. So this is very disappointing to me. Like I am very disappointed right now because, and let's not talk about the price. You mean to tell me you're gonna release 100 flankers that actually smell like the original one, and then you have the audacity to slap a price tag on it of upward of almost $200. You got to be playing with me right now. Like you playing with my top. You playing with my emotions. Like you playing with me right now because this is not making sense to me at all. It's just not. I am at this point not here for the designers. I'm not here for the designers. I told y'all I was gonna go on a rant. I told y'all I was. It just irks me to death. It irks my spirit. Do you hear me? Like, I'm disturbed, okay? I am literally disturbed. I am disturbed because when I look at my collection, y'all, it definitely has taken a change. It has definitely changed. I can say with confidence that at this point in my collection, I probably have more niche than I have designer. Like that. And I really wasn't trying to make it go that way because I do have this love for designer fragrances because that's what I built my collection on, you know. But anyway, I told you guys I was gonna go off on a rant. Timestamp it. Timestamp it if you want to bypass the rant. Somebody, one of my OG subscribers, y'all timestamp it in case people don't want to hear me rant about these damn designer brands and what they're doing to us right now, okay? But we're gonna get into the video and we're gonna talk about some fragrances that, why don't we talk about these fragrances anymore? And because I have this one in my hand, I'm gonna start with this one. This is Angel by Mugler. This is the OG. If you can get your hands on it and you love it, girl, get it, okay? Get it if you can get it. I'm not dumb to the fact that this fragrance does come off very, very, very mature to a lot of people. Hell, even when I first smelled it in the late 90s, I was like, wow. It did come out, it came off very different to me. It was just extremely unique. It was my very first experience, if you will, for, you know, in regards to a niche, what a niche fragrance would give me now, you know, that type of feel. It gave me that, and it's a beautiful scent. It is a classic scent, okay? In my opinion, this is not the type of scent that I feel like you can wear at any times of the year. I hate to really categorize my fragrances into seasons, but unfortunately, this is one of those fragrances I feel like you can only wear it in the fall and winter because it is so heavy on the patchouli. It is so heavy. You don't need a lot of this fragrance. You don't need to drench yourself in this fragrance whatsoever. I'm gonna spray it. I know what it smells like, but just for old time's sake, I'm gonna give it one little spray because holy crap, man, this is just beautiful. It is like, the patchouli is very present, but the patchouli is not piercing or harsh. It's actually coming off kind of powdery to me. It has a powdery feel. And they classify this fragrance as a gourmand. In my opinion, there's really nothing gourmand about this fragrance. That's just me. When I think of gourmands, I think of edible type of fragrances. I would not want to eat this, nor would I want to drink this. But would I want to spray it all over my body? Absolutely. It is just one of those classy fragrances to me that I just still to this day enjoy tremendously. And I would have really loved to get that spin with the new Angel Elixir. I really was hoping that it was going to be, you know, something like tonic or creamy, or even more leaning towards a true gourmand type of Angel. I would have really enjoyed that, but needless to say, it ain't giving what it's giving. Like I said, word on the street I'm not gonna say that people saying it's trash, but word on the street is that it is not good. It is basically watered down. It's basically just like a vanilla type of scent, and from what the perfume guy said, there's not even any patchouli in the new Angel Elixir. So for that reason, I'm gonna let Mugler keep that one for themselves. I won't be adding it to my collection. But back to this one, so I would not personally classify this as a gourmand type of scent. It does have a little bit of a sweetness to it. There's a ton of notes in this fragrance: cotton candy, coconut, pineapple, honey, red berries, peach, apricot, plum. In the base, you have patchouli, chocolate, caramel, tonka, musk, amber, sandalwood. It has a ton of notes in it. But again, I would not classify it as a gourmand, but I do smell that sweetness that's coming off of this fragrance. And I could totally understand why you guys, especially if you are a part of a younger generation, I can understand why this is something that you would not necessarily grab for. I can understand why this fragrance would remind you of an older, mature woman, because that is the vibe that it's giving. But I will tell you what, as I get older, these are the type of fragrances that I am gravitating to. I don't know what's up with that, okay? That old saying, you are turning into your mother. Honey, it's happening, okay? It is happening, and I cannot control it. But of course, you know, I'm gonna put my own spin on things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna be your typical grandma or, you know, older woman, older mature woman. You know, I'm gonna have a flair with my maturity, because that's just how I am. But I love it. Highly disappointed in the new Angel release. I had such high hopes, but it ain't happening, and I'm very disappointed in that. But anyway, that was Angel, the OG by Mugler. I don't talk about this fragrance much on my channel. Actually, like, I don't gatekeep. Is that what they call it? Gatekeeping? I don't gatekeep, but when I tell you this fragrance is another one I bought in the late 99s, early 2000s. This fragrance is amazing. You know, every now and again I run across a fragrance that just transcends time. When it was released, and when was it released? It was released in 2000. Again, just like the Angel, it was a fragrance beyond its time. It was so different from anything that I had ever smelled. It was exciting. It was new. It just opened up my mind to fragrance and how fragrances made me feel. It is just a gem. I don't talk about it a lot on my channel. It is not, you guys have heard of it. I'm sure you've heard of it. I'm sure that you've heard of this fragrance, but it is a beauty. It is a beauty, and I feel so lucky every time I run. I don't know if it's been reformulated, but if you guys, when you guys get fragrances, you know you can check the batch code on the fragrances to see when that particular batch was made. And I do that a lot, especially when I am buying older fragrances that were released in the, I haven't bought anything that was released in the 80s, but I do every now and again run across fragrances that were released in the 90s and early 2000s that I absolutely fell in love with, and this is one of them. This is Hot Couture by Givenchy. Have you heard of it? Have you heard of it? People don't talk about this fragrance anymore, and I don't know why. It is one of the most stunning fragrances from Givenchy that I have put my nose on. It is a stunner. It's the type of fragrance, again, that transcends time. It is a timeless classic. It is absolutely beautiful. It is gorgeous, y'all. It is gorgeous. The notes include raspberry, bergamot, orange. You get some pepper, some vetiver. Magnolia is the floral note that's in this fragrance. And the base, you get sandalwood, amber, and musk. I'm going to give it a little bit of a spray. Just a little bit. It is simply gorgeous. It is so beautiful. I mean, it just... Now, the funny thing about this fragrance is, as it dries down, this kind of smoky cigarette smell starts to like come up. Like, I don't know, I'm thinking it's probably from the pepper in this fragrance mixed in with the vetiver, because sometimes for me, vetiver can come out smelling a little earthy, not necessarily smoky, but definitely earthy and kind of green. But I really want to say it's the pepper that gives this like a little bit of a smoky essence in this fragrance. But this is stunning. This is so beautiful. I mean, it is elevated. I feel like this fragrance could compete with any of the fragrances that they throwing at us right now. I feel like if this fragrance was in a blind study, like where you were blindfolded and they put this on a card for you to smell and 2 of the newest releases to smell, I think this fragrance would get a very good vote. I feel like this would probably be the fragrance that people would choose out of those 3. I honestly do, because it is just a stunner. It is a stunner, and I don't use it often. Like, I do have a little bit of a dent there, and the reason being is because I know if I try to get a new bottle of this, it's gonna be watered down. I don't think it's gonna be like the same vibe from this old bottle. It's not gonna be the same. I know it's not gonna be the same. One of those fragrances that I have in the vault. Okay, I have a vault, not in real life, but I have a little area where I put fragrances like this to the side, and I just pull them out and wear them for nostalgia reasons. This is one of them. I don't go for this often because I know I will not be able to get my hands on a batch like this. I just won't. I won't. If you have this fragrance, comment down below. Let the girls know how you feel about it. I'm telling you, this is so sexy. It is a magnet. When you wear this fragrance, I guarantee you, people will compliment you the house down. Do you hear me? you will get noticed in this fragrance. It has some sweetness to it, but it's not over the top sweet, so I would not classify this as a gourmand. I would classify this as a sweet, spicy, fruity, floral type of scent. That's how I would classify this fragrance, but it is a stunner. It is beautiful. Again, if you have it, comment down below. This is Hot Couture. This is the Eau de Parfum, because I know they have an Eau de Toilette, but this is the Eau de Parfum version, and it is by Givenchy. Givenchy was making some bangers, okay? They were making some bangers. Even to this day, I love this one and Pie by Givenchy are two of my absolute favorites from the brand. L'Entrée would come in like number 3, because I just really got into sweet tuberose type of scents. I'm not the biggest fan of tuberose, you guys know that, but those two, Pie and Hot Couture, baby. The next one was actually quite popular when I started my channel about 4 years ago. And I mean, okay, so back then people were going crazy for Baccarat, right? Baccarat, Baccarat, Baccarat. Everybody's talking about Baccarat. And then somebody ended up mentioning Instant Crush by Mancera. And that fragrance went through the roof as well. I remember trying to buy this fragrance like 2 or 3 times, and it was always sold out. I never could get my hands on it, and I had to wait several months to actually get a bottle. It does put me in the frame of mind of Baccarat. I'm not gonna say a lot. It reminds me of Baccarat. It has the same type of DNA, the same type of vibe as Baccarat. But I feel like nowadays, anytime a fragrance has a note of saffron in it, you guys are always gonna compare it to Baccarat. Why y'all do that? Why do y'all do that? But anyway, this fragrance has notes of saffron, ginger, Sicilian mandarin, Sicilian bergamot. It has amberwood, rose, jasmine, patchouli, Madagascar vanilla, white musk, sandalwood, and oak moss. It's another note. If you guys have any type of fragrance that has saffron or oak moss, you are definitely comparing it to Baccarat. Please stop. Okay, please stop. Oh, this is pretty. Now, I'm gonna tell you what this reminds me of. It doesn't, okay, yes, because of the saffron and the oak moss, I do get that Baccarat feel, right? But this totally reminds me of one of those Middle Eastern dupes of Baccarat. Y'all know, like the Barrique and the Opulent Musk by Lattafa and fragrances like that. That's what this reminds me of, because it does have a little bit of a Middle Eastern feel to it, in my opinion. Is it a good scent? Yes, it is a really good scent, and I need to wear it more often. I need to just go ahead and just empty this bottle. But it is a beautiful scent, and I can see why back in the day people was, you know, buying it up, because it did remind you of Baccarat, okay? But are you guys still pulling for this fragrance? Are you guys still wearing this fragrance? I don't hear a lot of people talking about this fragrance anymore, so is it still popular? Are we still here for the Instant Crush? Are we here for it? Let me know. I'm here for it, because Baccarat is actually one of my favorite fragrances. It's like top 10 for life, to be honest with you. I don't ever see myself like not having Baccarat, or some type of dupe of. I have several dupes of Baccarat. That's more than likely why my bottle of Baccarat, I don't know if y'all can see this right there, is like, you know, a little bit more than halfway full, because I'm always reaching for a dupe if I want to like wear like something that's, if I want to wear Baccarat, I'm reaching for the dupe, okay? Because y'all know what that fragrance is hitting for. It's not cheap. And the way my life is set up, I'm not the type of person like empty a $400 bottle of perfume and go out and buy another one. Like, I'm not there yet, okay? I am not there yet. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I'll ever be that type of person, just keeping it a buck. Like, I don't know, I'm kind of frugal. As I get older, I've started to be a little bit more frugal with my coin. So I will enjoy fragrances like this, Instant Crush, and all the other 200 dupes that I have of Baccarat. But let me know in the comments, are we still feeling Instant Crush? Are we? I don't even know why I don't wear this fragrance as much, because this is actually a beautiful scent. This is YSL Mon Paris. Now let me say this, because I don't want you guys to think like, oh, the bottle is full, you don't like it, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. That's not the case. I feel like, do I have an excuse? To be honest with you, no, I don't. And that's a part of the problem, okay? That is a part of the problem. That's why I have decluttered my fragrances a lot. I have decluttered a lot because I have so many fragrances that I'm not pulling for them, and I actually start to feel real bad about that. I don't know, my conscience wears on me sometime, and I'm just like, girl, declutter and wear them, okay? Wear them. And that's where I'm at right now in my fragrance journey. Like, I'm actually going back and exploring a lot of fragrances that I've had in my collection for a while. This happens to be one of them. This is Mon Paris again by YSL. Now this is kind of like a fruit chewy type of scent to me. It has a note of strawberry. We're gonna give it a little bit of spray. I want to say there's some vanilla in here and some patchouli, definitely. This fragrance at initial spray, wow, it is still very beautiful. And I've had this bottle now probably for about 3 years. Yeah, it's been 3 years and it still smells the same. Thank God. Oh my God, I would feel so bad if this had turned on me. I would feel so bad. But again, I would consider this a fruit chewy type of scent. There's a lot of fruits in the top. Strawberry, raspberry, pear, orange, tangerine. There's also some white florals in this fragrance. Jasmine, orange blossom. In the base, you get 2 kinds of patchouli. You get ambroxan. I love this. I am actually going to be wearing this summer. I love anything with ambroxan in it. Ambroxan, cedar, oak moss. Did I say musk? This is a beautiful scent. Now, the reason why I don't pull for this a lot, I can only wear this fragrance on the weekends. Because every time I try to wear this fragrance to work, even when I just do 2 or 3 sprays, it literally fills up the whole office. And with the profession that I'm in, we're really not supposed to be wearing fragrances to work. I'm in the medical field, so we're not supposed to be wearing fragrances to work. And I think that's why I have it in my mind. But you know what? I think I might start like a little perfume tray and actually start kind of putting some fragrances out on a tray for the month that I'm actually going to be wearing. I think I'm going to do that. I have been trying to avoid doing the whole perfume tray thing because a lot of people do it, but I think it's actually a great idea, and I feel like it's going to help me go through my fragrances, run through my fragrances, and this is going to be the first one that I'm going to put on the tray. So I'm going to do a little tray, and I'll put it up on my shorts, and I'll show you my very first tray. I'll show you guys what I'll be wearing for the month of March, okay? Because February, child, we done with February. But I'll be wearing this. I love this fragrance, y'all. It is beautiful. Love the strawberry note in this fragrance. I love the brightness. It has a poppy, bright, fizzy, champagne type of feel to the fragrance. I love this fragrance. It's a stunner. I don't have any of the other flankers. And you know what? I don't know if this would have been a fragrance I would have bought on my own. Again, it was gifted to me. I think at some point I probably would have bought this fragrance, but at the price point that fragrances are right now, I'm glad that it was gifted to me. Because baby, I am getting cheap, okay? I am getting cheap. But I will spend my money on the things that I want to spend my money on. But again, this is Mon Paris. Are we still wearing Mon Paris? Are we? Okay, are we still loving Mon Paris? Comment down below, let us know. Fragrance is from the house of Kilian. You guys know I love Kilian fragrances, and I went on a little rant in my last video that I did on how I feel like the brand is kind of going down a little bit, and that bothers me a lot too, because actually my very first niche fragrance that I ever purchased for myself back in like 2016, I think it was, somewhere up in there, was Good Girl Gone Bad by Kilian. And I don't know, just some of the releases that he's been releasing lately are just not giving what they used to give, in my opinion. I still have a deep love and desire for Kilian fragrances. You guys know that I have over 20 of his bottles in my collection right now. But we're talking about I Don't Need a Prince by my side to be a princess. First release, you guys went crazy for this fragrance. Now, because I do have a big collection, I'm gonna be honest with you, this fragrance is not necessarily at the top of my list when it comes to fragrances that I love. This fragrance is not at the top of my list. Is it a beautiful scent? Yes. This particular fragrance was launched in 2018, and I wanna say it is under the My Kind of Love collection. And I think it was for Sephora, okay? And it was designed for people to be able to purchase them. So like an affordable brand through Kilian. Affordable fragrances, y'all know what I'm saying. So it was sold at Sephora. And that's where I first saw this particular fragrance and the other fragrances that were part of that collection. But I can't necessarily say this one was like my ultimate favorite. Now, it is a beautiful gourmand. It does remind me a lot of Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian, because it has that marshmallow note in it. I think it's more of a, to be honest with you, more of a little bit of a, I don't want to say watered down version of Love by Kilian. But it's definitely a lighter version. It is very light on my skin. Like, this is the type of fragrance I would wear to bed. This bottle is still full. Like, I want to say this is a full bottle. The notes in it include lemon, green tea. It is definitely giving me a tea like feel, okay, like a tea fragrance. Ginger, peach, hedione, jasmine, apple, and then in the base you get the marshmallows, vanilla, and the benzoin. Now, what I pull mostly from this, again, is a green tea, like a tea type of scent with notes, I should say hints of marshmallow, okay, vanilla, and that's about it. Maybe I do pick up a little bit of that lemon in the opening when I first spray it. But that is about it. I would say, honestly, this is probably my least favorite. It don't come from me. I know it's some of y'all that love this fragrance. Hell, y'all love this so much. Y'all know this fragrance was discontinued and they actually brought it back. It's now in a different bottle, which I like this bottle a little bit better. The new bottle is giving me more of the Kilian design bottles that what we're all used to seeing, right? But I like this one a little bit better. It's fun, it's playful, you know, it's different. At first, you know, when you first look at it, you're like, wow. I know when I first looked at it, I was like, wow, Kilian actually did something different here. But yeah, it is like my least favorite from Kilian. You guys still here for I Don't Need a Prince? Are you still loving it? Do you like this bottle or do you like the new bottle? Okay, but are we still here for the fragrance? Are we still loving it? Is it your top 10 for life? Would you repurchase this fragrance? Let us know. Again, this is I Don't Need a Prince by Kilian. Last but not least, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all, I bought this, not this particular fragrance, okay, but the original, simply because it was so hyped up. And I would be even more honest with you guys. I knew the day I smelled it in Sephora, I should have left it in Sephora, because it was not for me. I was trying to make myself like this fragrance because it was so hyped up. And if you're like a new fragrance reviewer, don't beat yourself up over buying hyped up fragrances, because we all went through that phase. We all went through it. And I'm talking about fragrance reviewers, okay? We all at some point go through that phase, okay? So don't beat yourself up over it, and don't spend all your money behind it either. And here's why. As a new fragrance reviewer, you're gonna do stuff like that. Just what I did. I purchased a fragrance, it was talked about, it was hyped up, and I knew when I smelled it, I should have left it right there. I no longer have it, but I do have a flanker of it, and when I tell you, this one is on the way out as well. I do not know why I'm holding on to this fragrance, to be honest with you. I think the reason why I'm holding on to it is because spring is starting to, you know, come around, and summer is coming around, and this is totally a spring summer type of scent. I definitely would not pull for this fragrance in the winter time, okay? I definitely would not. But yeah, I bought the original Twilly by Hermes probably 2 years ago, and I decluttered it. And then when I decluttered it, I bought this one. This is Twilly Eau Ginger, okay? This is a flanker of the Twilly scent. Now this one, you know, this one is very soapy. It is very fresh. It doesn't have the tuberose in it like the original Twilly does. This one has peony. I've come to find out that I am not the biggest fan of peony. This one does have ginger in it. It also has candied ginger in it, so it gives it a little bit of a sugary, sweet type of ginger smell, if you will. And then in the base it has cedar. I'm not mad at this fragrance. I'm really not. I'm really not. I am going to really make an effort when it gets a little bit warmer. I'm really going to make an effort to try to wear this fragrance for about a good, if I can make it 2 weeks. Even right now, I'm just like, it's time to declutter. It's time to declutter. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. But are you guys still wearing Twilly? Twilly was really talked about a lot about 2 or 3 years ago. And it just has fallen off the planet. Like, I don't hear nobody talking about Twilly no more. I don't hear anybody talking about Twilly Eau Ginger. I don't really hear a lot of y'all talking about Hermes. Are we here for Hermes? Are we here for Hermes fragrances? Are we loving Hermes? Are we just not really vibing with the Hermes fragrances right now? Like, let us know, like, what's going on? I don't hear anybody talking about the Hermes fragrances anymore, to be honest with you. It's like, baby, Twilly had its moment, and the moment is done, okay? The moment is done. So if you guys have this fragrance, let me know in the comments. If you're still rocking with Twilly, if you're still rocking Hermes fragrances, let me know down in the comments. Should I declutter this fragrance? Let me know down in the comments, would you please? Thank you. Those were my fragrances for this episode of Why Don't We Talk About These Fragrances Anymore? Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below and let me know what your favorite fragrance is that is no longer popular. and tell me why you love it so much. Comment down below. Guys, don't forget to go down in the description. I have a ton of discount codes and all type of things, okay? Twisted Lily, if you're looking for samples, all kinds of discount codes. Down in my description box, I have updated it. I try to keep it updated anyway, so you guys can save money on purchases, because I just told y'all, fragrances are reaching an all-time high. They are super expensive now. Not only the niche and high-end brands, but these designer fragrances are expensive too. So if you have a chance to get a code, honey, use the code, okay? Go down in my description, tons of codes there, okay? Tons. If you're into fragrances, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, make sure it turns gray. The reason why I say that is because some of you may not be subscribed to my channel, but if you watch 2, 3, 4, 5 of my videos are always gonna generate on your feed without you actually subscribing. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and it turns gray. Also turn on your notification bell. That way every time I upload a video, you will see it and you can go and watch it, okay? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on your way out. It lets Miss Algorithm know that you're enjoying my content, and it lets me know that you're enjoying my content as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you are having a beautiful day, and I hope you are smelling good doing it. I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye.